What up, YouTube? It's DaveMedic1. I got another video for you. This has been I've been playing around with different strop designs, or a different strop design to kind of cater to the karambit style blades and knives with recurves or heavy recurves to try to address being able to get that final strop, to get that hair whittling edge on that. And with the conventional strop, it is pretty challenging to do because you have a square corner. So I've been tinkering around with stuff, and the answer is quite obvious on what you would have to do, or what shape you would have to make a strop to address that issue. But the problem is adhering the leather onto that wood, that surface, and have it so it's smooth and there's no lumps in it or whatever. And to tell you the truth, ultimately it doesn't really matter if there are imperfections in it, but you know, if you're going to make something, you know, you do it right or you perfect it. You know, that's the way I am. I mean, but ultimately it's all about, can you strop it effectively with using what you've got, and if it achieves a final goal, then it works. Aesthetics should be second because the function is ultimately number one. So anyway, before I get started, it is a pain in the ass to adhere leather around rounded surface. Now you can wet and mold leather to go around there, but still when you adhere the leather to the surface, you have to apply even pressure on there to get the leather to sit there nice and flush. And this is what I came up with this. This is my second attempt. The first attempt really sucked. I have a fellow YouTuber that was inquiring about this, and you know who you are out there. And I appreciate your patience. It did. I mean, I've been pretty busy, and I've been trying to come up with a way of doing this. I've actually found some time yesterday and the day before to kind of mess with it. And this is what I came up with. It is a complete double-sided strop, because if you're going to do the final honing on there, you could probably, you know, you could probably get away with the fine green compound. You know, after you go through all your sandpapers or whatever you use to sharpen it, and then just do fine. But if you want to do two dropping compounds, you'll want two surfaces. So this is what I came up with here, guys. As you can see, and this is far from perfect. In my eyes, anyway. I'm kind of a perfectionist. So let me kind of, as you can see, got the rounded curve right here, and on this side also. So you'd have one compound here, another compound over on this side. Now, what I mean by far from perfect is right when the two surfaces meet together here. It's not very smooth, but to tell you the truth, you're not going to be stropping in this area at all. You got your flat surface here, and the contour rounded area on this side, and of course on this side, so you're not going to be there. But this bothers the holy crap out of me. I gotta find a way to where I can make them almost near perfect, like it was almost machine made. But it is a pain in the butt to adhere that. So anyway, I had to speak a little lower because I got closer to the camera, because my audio on the camera is kind of loud, so it kind of sounded ear bleeding. But anyway, here we go. As far as this little cheapy karambit curved kind of blade, and as you can see, you can easily, now you could address the issue with being able to strop that edge and maintain that angle. And then I'm doing this behind the camera, so please bear with me as far as and basically that's how it was going. I haven't applied any compound to this, or I've actually tried to sharpen any karambits yet. I just wanted to get this video up to show you guys what I was up to, and basically you can get that taken care of no problem. On a blade with a slight belly, you would just go this side right here, because the leather is wrapped around the corner, you could address a belly easier that way too. Before, with the leather stopping right here, what would eventually end up happening is if you were trying to strop like that, this area would kind of wear away. and it would be very hard to get compound there. Or you could go ahead and use a rounded area on that and just get that perfect. And of course, back here, another thing I found too, just dealing with this, is if you're dealing with serrations on a knife, that it'll help address that also with this rounded edge here with your serrations also, because it'll help dig in there a little bit better. So maybe just dealing with each serration individually, going back through, and that'll help there. But this, like I said, this is a working prototype, so, and it's basically what I came up to. Now, whether or not I'm going to be selling strops with this curve, I don't know, because this thing is a pain. This strop takes about 3 to 4 times longer to make than my normal strop, because on a normal strop, I would just go ahead and, you know, I'd adhere the leather on one side, and on the other side, clamp it together, put it in front of my heater, and have my blocks to kind of make sure the leather would adhere perfectly on both sides. When you're dealing with a curved edge, I've got to, number one, glue the piece of leather on here, have it flapping on both sides, get that adhered, and go and change my angle every way to put pressure so it's evenly, so you've got it even through there. And still, I haven't even, you know, like right here, I missed a spot there. It could be a lot better. So it's, like I said, it's a learning process for me to get these up. But I've looked all around the World Wide Web, and I have yet to see a strop being made like this. So I think this could be the first time that this has been actually shown on the internet. Maybe somebody has made a strop like this before, I don't know. But this is, I mean, I haven't seen it. So that's pretty much the prototype on this guy here. Stropping surface on this right here is just under, it's just under 7 inches, 2.5, it's going to be a little bit more than 2.5 inches of leather going all the way across around the corner. Probably, I'd say, actually you have about 2.5 inches to right here, and then a full inch of curve going there. So, I mean, with a strop like this, I don't think there's any blade out there that you couldn't strop or do the finish honing on because of this rounded corner there. Although I don't know how people were, if they ever stropped a serrated edge, or a you know, what the methods were used prior to this, because I don't really do too many serrated blades. But I think this will solve the problem with that. But like I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to be making these to sell because of how time consuming they are. I mean, of course, you know, if you're willing to pay the money, you know, I'll make it. But the thing is, too, is I don't want to sit there and, you know, okay, well, you know, if I were to put a price on it, what I'd be willing to make one of these for would probably be around $40, to tell you the truth, because the amount of time. And the thing is I don't even feel comfortable making one to sell right now until I get this issue with this looking 100% there, because I don't want to sell crap. I want you to be, you know, if you were hanging out with another, you know, knife enthusiast and pull this out to strop, and then they'll be like, wow, that's really cool. Or I don't want them to be, wow, you know, that's really cool, but this looks kind of freaking cheap. You paid what for that? You know, I don't want that. I want you, I want to create a product and get a product out there that you know, people are going to be like, holy crap, that's really nice, that's very well made, and then it's really hard for them to find any imperfection on what I do. So anyway, so that's pretty much it, guys. Just thought I'd show this out to you guys and see what I've been up to. I'm going to try to sit there and think about other ways. My main thing is being able to adhere the leather 100% all the way around, and be able to do it in a more time-efficient manner. Because it's pretty simple. The quicker it takes me to make these strops, the less expensive they will be, because it doesn't take that much time to do. And this is very time consuming. So yeah, I wish you could find a way to do it. Maybe kind of make a jig for it, so that I could adhere it or find another way. Another thing also, is I actually had to get, I got special leather to do this, because the other leather that I typically get is a little thicker than this, which would make adhering this to the wood or to the handle way more difficult, and the results wouldn't nearly have come out like this. It would have been way worse. It would have looked, a lot more hacked up. And this, like I said, there are imperfections in this. So if I were my first prototype with the regular leather, looked horrible. I mean, I chucked it straight in the trash. Before I even finished gluing the rest of it, I was just like, this is garbage. I threw it out. So I got this leather for it, and it's not that bad. I found a different guy, a different person to get my leather from. And I may start using that leather on all my strops, this leather that you see in front of me. It's really nice. And then when I buy them, or buy the farmer's bundles like I used to before, or what they call farmer bundles, just a bag full of miscellaneous stuff I would pick through. Some leather would be good, some would be crap, and I'd end up, sometimes I would only have I could only use half of it, and the other half would be thrown away. The gentleman that I'm now getting leather from, I can buy shoulders and be able to look at it ahead of time. I can buy I can buy all kinds of crazy kangaroo leather, all kinds of stuff. But then again, when I start getting crazy with the leather, it's more expensive. Getting this leather is more expensive than the leather I've been getting in the past. So, there's another thing. So anyway, guys, just to give you, an idea of what I've been working on. See that I just don't, that's really hard to adhere those two together, so it's a nice smooth finish. But both these rounded edges. See how the leather, I would say it was probably a millimeter, maybe 2 millimeters thinner, if that, than my regular leather I use for strops. But it's really, it's pretty darn fuzzy. It looks like it will hold compound, no problem. But yeah, I mean, as far as how I'd rate how happy I am with this, I'd say I'd rate it like a 6, maybe 7. It's just this part right here really bothers the crap out of me, guys. I was hoping to be able to throw it together and be like, look, here you go, guys, no problem. I could sell them to you for this much, bam, make them all day, every day. But it is quite challenging to do and to make them come out perfect, where me being a consumer would be happy with spending the money that I would charge to have this done. So, I don't know. Guys, just comments are always appreciated. Please post them below. If you guys have come up with a way to solve the issue, or to come up with a way where you can strop recurves, karambits, or whatnot, let me know. I'd like to hear what you got to say. Strops aren't that hard to make, and I'm really glad to see a lot of the guys that have subbed to my channel start to make them on their own. That's cool, awesome. You guys, they're not too hard to make. But then again, not everybody has the time to do it or access to materials, and so I understand if you have to order one. So yeah. So anyway, comments below. Guys, thank you for subscribing. Awesome. I really appreciate the support. And like I said, if you have any ideas, any comments, post them below. I've worked with fellow YouTubers on coming together with different stuff, like the project with 91 Whiskey, or 91W Combat Vet, working with him with a field sharpening kit. That was awesome. I love doing stuff like that. It's always good to get outside input or opinions or kind of ideas, because a lot of times when you have someone else's interpretation, or their an outside set of eyes looking at what you're going, a lot of times the answers are so obvious and right in front of you that you just don't notice it. So it's good to have input from the outside, and then with you and another person collaborating together, you can make something that really works out to benefit everybody. So anyway, guys, thanks again for watching. Peace.